Ising's theorem. For any simple graph G, delta of G is less than or equal to chi dash of G less than or equal to 1 plus delta of G. That is, the edge chromatic number, which is the minimum number of colors required for a proper edge coloring, lies between delta and delta plus 1, where delta is the maximum degree of a vertex in the graph. Therefore, chi dash is either delta or delta plus 1. For example, in the graph G, delta equal to 4 and chi dash equal to 4. Therefore, chi dash equal to delta. And in G1, delta equal to 2 and chi dash equal to 3. Therefore, chi dash equal to delta plus 1. Now, let us prove the theorem. First, we will prove that chi dash is greater than or equal to delta. Let U be a vertex of G such that degree of U equal to delta. For a proper edge coloring of G, all these delta edges incident on U must receive different colors. Therefore, at least delta colors are required, and so chi dash is greater than or equal to delta. Now we will prove that chi dash is less than or equal to 1 plus delta. Suppose this is not true. That is, chi dash of G is greater than 1 plus delta of G. Therefore, more than 1 plus delta colors are required for a proper edge coloring of G. In this case, we can find a subgraph of G which is 1 plus delta edge colorable. Let H be such a subgraph of G with the maximum number of edges. Obviously, H will be a proper subgraph of G. We will show that there exists a 1 plus delta edge colorable subgraph of G with one more edge than that of H, which will be a contradiction to the choice of H, and so our assumption is wrong. That is the outline of the proof. Since H is a proper subgraph of G, there exists an edge, say uv1 in G, which is not in H. In the figure, we represent this edge with dotted lines. Now, degree of U is less than or equal to delta, and H is 1 plus delta colorable. Out of these 1 plus delta colors, there is at least one color, say C, such that no edge with color C is incident on U. And we say that the color C is not represented at U. This is denoted by writing C inside a circle near the vertex U. Whenever a color is not represented at a vertex, we write the color inside a circle near that vertex. Now, degree of V1 is less than or equal to delta, but H is 1 plus delta colorable. Therefore, there exists a color, say C1, not represented at V1. Now, C1 is not represented at V1, then C1 must be represented at U, or there exists an edge UV2 colored C1. Otherwise, UV1 can be assigned the color C1, and H union UV1 will be 1 plus delta colorable and has one edge more than that of H, contradicting the choice of H. Similarly, there is a color C2 not represented at V2 and an edge UV3 colored C3, and so on. This way, we construct a sequence of edges UV1, UV2, etc. UVK such that color Ci is not represented at Vi for 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to K, and the edge UVJ plus 1 receives the color Cj where 1 less than or equal to J less than or equal to K minus 1. Observation: the color C is represented at each of the vertices V1, V2, etc. Vk. For example, if C is not represented at the vertex V3, as in figure, We assign the color C1 to UV1 and C2 to UV2. Then color UV3 with C. This is shown in figure 2. Now we will prove the observation. If C is not represented at an arbitrary vertex VR, where 1 less than or equal to R less than or equal to K as in figure 3, then we cascade the colors C1, C2, etc. CR minus 1, or shift the colors in order as indicated by the arrows from UV2, UV3, etc. UVR to UV1, UV2, etc. UVR minus 1. This is shown in figure 4. In this new coloring, C is not represented at both U and VR. Therefore, we can color UVR with C. This gives a proper 1 plus delta coloring of H union UV1, having one edge more than that of H, which is a contradiction to the choice of H. Therefore, C is represented at all the vertices V1, V2, etc. Vk. Since degree of U is finite, the sequence of edges UV1, UV2, etc. UVk must stop at some finite stage, say K. It can even stop before all the edges incident to U are exhausted. There are two possible cases. Case 1. There is no edge incident to U that is colored Ck or red as shown in figure 5. That is, Ck is not represented at U. Already it is not represented at Vk. It is not represented at both U and Vk. In this case, we cascade the colors C1, C2, etc. Ck minus 1 as indicated by the arrows and color UVk with Ck. This is shown in figure 6. And we got a new 1 plus delta colorable subgraph, namely H union UV1 with one edge more than that of H, which is a contradiction to the choice of H. Case 2. The color Ck has already been represented at U, or Ck equal to Cj for some j less than k minus 1. For example, consider the vertex V2. C2 or blue color is not represented at this vertex. If no blue edge is incident at the last vertex Vk, then Ck will be same as C2 and we have to stop the procedure at this stage. Therefore, in this case, Ck equal to Cj for some j less than k minus 1. We cascade the colors C1, C2, etc. up to Cj as indicated by the arrows and leave UVj plus 1 uncolored in this situation. This is shown here. Let S equal to H union UV1 minus UVj plus 1. The dotted edge UVj plus 1 indicates that it is not in S. Both S and H are 1 plus delta colorable and have the same number of edges. Consider the subgraph of S defined by the edges of S with the colors C or white and Cj or red. We denote this by SCCj. Note that the color Cj or red is not represented at both Vj plus 1 and Vk in S and also in SCCj, but it is represented at U. C is represented at Vj plus 1 and Vk, and Cj is not represented at these vertices. Also, C is not represented at U and Cj is represented by the edge UVj. Therefore, the vertices u, vj plus 1 and vk have degree 1 in SCCJ. A rough sketch of SCCJ with some edges of importance is shown here. Each component of SCCJ is either an even cycle or a path in which the edges alternate with colors C and Cj. U, Vj plus 1 and Vk have degree 1 in SCCJ, and so they cannot lie simultaneously in the same component. If U and Vj plus 1 are in different components, interchange the colors C and Cj in the component containing Vj plus 1. Then C will not be represented at Vj plus 1. Therefore, we get a new coloring of SCCJ in which C is not represented at both U and Vj plus 1. This leads to a new coloring of S in which C is not represented at both U and Vj plus 1. Therefore, we can color the edge U Vj plus 1 with C. This gives a new 1 plus delta coloring of S union U Vj plus 1, a contradiction to the choice of H. If U and Vj plus 1 are in the same components of SCCJ, then U and Vk are in different components, and we interchange the colors C and Cj in the component containing Vk. Hence, we get a new coloring of SCCJ. In this new coloring, C is not represented at both U and Vk. We further cascade the colors such that the edge UVI has color Ci for 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to k minus 1. Now we color UVK with C. Thus, we have extended our edge coloring of S with 1 plus delta colors to a coloring with one more edge than that of H, a contradiction to the choice of H. Therefore, our assumption that chi dash greater than 1 plus delta is not true. Therefore, chi dash of G is less than or equal to 1 plus delta of G.